and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes,
Yes.
other than misspelled names? Are there any other
I
corrections?
misspelled
I
or
tried
Adeline.
not to do it in the
Right.
meeting to give her a comment.
I will take responsibility.
So noted. Just a motion to approve them,
Motion
So
to
moved.
approve.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone that would like privilege of the floor, public comment? All right, review the finance. Or anything anyone has an issue with?
Much to know yet.
The CM fund was at zero, so what ended up?
If there was just a budget transfer that was part of an entry that I
So
didn't do.
Did that all go, are you talking about the Parks Fund? Yeah, and that, did that all get into the CR fund? Is that where it all
So
went?
the CM fund, we did a budget. We did a resolution and we put 175 into the I think we put it into the capital project, did we not? Isn't that what we did with it?
Oh, throwing on up.
That was back in January. So as part of that entry to move the money, I needed to do an inter-fund transfer budget adjustment and I didn't do that part, so it made everything look out of whack.
Mhm.
Made it look like we're negative 170.
That was
Yeah.
last month.
On the
yeah.
budget, right, so yes, I.
So
made-
in the future, all those fees will go into the CR 100 fund? Is that what
It's
we're
still
gonna?
the CM, all of the fund, all of our revenue, for our parks and rec fees that the clerk's office charges, all goes into the CM fund. It was just, there are two accounts that are set up. And one, it's just a sub account, they're technically the same controller defined account, it's just we added an extra one. So that we could define what was in the, coming from the form-based code area.
So is that the CR 100 fund?
There,
There were two funds that,
I think that's a different fund.
We don't use the CR fund. Do you see it somewhere?
I did somewhere,
I
I
think it's in the fund now.
defined it.
I didn't print it out, sorry.
It's so hard to print all this stuff out.
I think it's in the fund.
Oh, it
Last
shows
page
up
of
here,
financial
you know what, it does show up in there,
Right.
If I didn't check, there's no activity, so. That is not a fund we actually use, I didn't check the box that says, don't include accounts that have no activity. And so it showed up, but it's, it's in there, but we don't use it and have never used it tonight.
But my overall question is, what did we use the CM fund for?
CM fund is where we collect.
Oh, I know what
Oh,
it
what
is,
we
I'm saying,
collect.
what did we do with all the money that was in it? So, did it all go into the uplands?
So 175,000 of it went into the uplands.
Okay. And the other
But there's
portion
still
was-
remaining another, well, this says 389.
I don't think it said zero, because it says.
No, that's the next one.
CR was
Yeah.
underneath, okay.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I just read the lines.
That's
of it.
confusing, I apologize.
No, it's not, it's fine.
Just cross that line off. So yes, only the CM fund.
Okay, so there's still
Okay.
about 300 in it then, okay.
Correct, yeah.
Any other questions? Are there financial related resolutions?
Yes, I've got a couple, there was a additional budget adjustment that's gonna be needed for, oh, I can get there, here, can I? For our, Canandaigua watershed. Plan line. Because our contribution to the
Watershed
watershed council was like. Significantly higher than prior year, so we were way under budget. There. agendas. So there's one, so $4,000 moving from, contingency. That's where we were gonna get from. Where's the agenda folders kept?
For a town board,
Thank you.
that agenda.
I have it bookmarked on my thing, so I don't have to go through it. Apologize. Okay. So here is the resolution. So our contribution, we only budgeted 28,000 and our contribution was 35,000, so. We had already made a partial adjustment in January, but then we received our $4,000 bill, which was budgeted for the watershed inspection program, so we just needed to move the additional 4,000 to the Canandaigua Lake Management contractual line.
What was it last year?
20, what was our cost for that last year?
Yeah,
I
you said it
think,
was up significantly, so.
I think-
yeah,
I think it was in the
27.
28, 27 line. There was
Last
some, yeah.
What's it different, why?
So this is, so what the watershed council does is this is the money that all the municipalities on the lake kick into the watershed council. It's based on assessed value, it's based on total square foot, total linear footage of lake frontage and all that.
They had like. they had
Yeah,
like-
they filled it, they made a little peninsula.
We probably added assessed value.
So a couple things happened with expenses, the watershed, they took on another staff person, so now there's Kevin and I'm drawing a blank on her name, came over from the watershed associate, Lindsay, yep. So those two came over, increased number of projects, all these things are happening, increased momentum for the organization. So, everybody went up a little bit, ours went up proportionally larger because of the significant amount of value that we have along the lake.
Yeah, ours
So-
went up a lot.
Yeah, so, they'll take the budget and then divide that out.
I'm actually trying to pull that up, but it's in my email and I can't.
And it based it on our assessment?
They have some
There's a formula,
expansive formula. I can actually send that out to you guys.
I've never- yeah, it's
Cause I'm like, we didn't do a reassessment last year, so.
no, it's a formula that was created when the organization was created. When all the municipalities agreed to enter into this organization. And then the funding formula was agreed upon there, so any changes, any updates, anything in that formula. Has to be approved by all the municipalities in the council.
The other resolution I have is just, this is really just an accounting, it says it's a budget transfer, but basically, I created an account line for the highway lease for the, wheel
Wheel
loader. And, we previously didn't use that account, so I added that into Encode and then those funds were budgeted in the highway machinery capital equipment line. So we're gonna move those funds from the machinery line to the lease line, because we have to report it a specific way when we pay a lease, so it's just for bookkeeping purposes.
Makes sense, though.
But that was it.
That's it. That's good. MRB Water Master.
I'll have I've got a resolution, I'll be interrupting.
I started the resolution.
Okay, I haven't started this resolution, it's for the ventilation system that a year ago you guys funded for Station 2 that is not working. It's in the HH 100. Fire Station 2 expense contraction, we have money in there, I don't know the exact amount, but that will be on the agenda, it's around just under 50,000 to put that in.
Those are the repairs that we had taught, that's what we.
That's one of the repairs we've discussed that we. a year ago, we put money away to get this done, so. That'll be on the agenda. I haven't,
So we installed it and the new one isn't working, or we haven't
so the
installed
one
the new
that's
one?
there hasn't worked in years.
Okay, so that's.
This is the new one.
This will be one replacing the
Got it.
ventilation system, and then. When that's done, we will discuss sometime what we're gonna do with that building, cause it needs to be washed and. Repainted inside due to the soot level.
Nice to see the doors match on the outside too.
It'd be nice to see doors match. One thing that I have done is we've taken the lights from town hall. They're LEDs we bought like a couple years ago. And we're replacing the ones down there now with those, and that makes them happy because they can see in there. So,
What?
so
Nice.
we just, we're not out anything other than.
We gave them
just-
new light bulbs and they're happy
Yes.
now.
They're not having flashlights to walk around with.
That program that I sent out,
Oh
did
my
you see
Yeah.
that?
I did it, we're gonna use that.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Yeah.
That's.
So I got, one thing, Jared sent out a link that NICEAG and RGD are basically more or less giving out LED bulbs, proper lights, stuff like that,
Are you talking interior or exterior?
both.
Both, okay.
And we could use some, but I call them jelly jar lights, the ones with the glass.
Yeah,
Ononda has a bunch of those.
right.
So I was gonna get with Andy and have him find out how many of those we need, cause they're free.
Yeah.
I just got, it's pretty simple to do,
Mhm.
just gotta send us some paperwork and they'll just send you all these bulbs.
So like, yeah, the guy chased me down at Association of Towns, he was a good vendor, he cornered you and he couldn't get away. So he had, and basically, you know how RG&E will send you you'll get the email saying, hey, you can buy the smart thermostat. With for $19, whatever, they rebate it, this is what they're doing, but this company handled all of that, so shipping's free. Everything is, there's a free line, and then there's some that are $5, $10, $15
Bucks,
to
yeah.
get. So.
Nothing free. It's getting
Well,
paid for
It's
by.
getting paid
It's
for by the
getting paid
fees that
for
we
by-
pay into it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
By my
So Jim, what are we
electric bill,
replacing?
so I
So we're
like-
replacing
Don't worry about that
LEDs,
part.
what are the bulbs that we're replacing? They're not
Well,
incandescent,
like-
right?
Well, like, I'll use the wall packs down at Ononda, they're metal halide.
Yeah,
Okay, so we can start replacing those.
so this is a more efficient lighting. system.
Yeah, it's more efficient, so it uses less energy.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's good for us.
Right.
And if they're free
Right,
or minimal charge,
right,
idea.
there's a minimum charge or free is what
Right,
it comes down to,
right.
so.
and that's a good idea.
We'll try, we'll get a list together, we'll
Yeah.
submit the information and we'll get the bulbs.
Maybe we'll get it for the firemen up in Station Two.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe,
They each get their own light bulb.
so, but they're appreciative of
Add
what
backup.
we're trying to do up there.
They are appreciative, yeah,
Guys.
yeah.
Just restrict their calls to daylight only.
And John was saying something about, the water master plan came in higher than we budgeted, but at that time, we just threw a number at the wall, thinking that would be enough, so it's not.
Yeah, 12,500 more
Right.
than what's budgeted. So let's get a
What's the total?
47,500, I think 35,000 was
What's
what
what we
budgeted.
budgeted for?
Who's doing it?
MRB again.
Yeah.
So I just gotta talk with Jim and see where the rest of that
Correct.
is gonna
I haven't
come.
looked yet, so.
But that wasn't unexpected, we just threw a number out,
That's it.
right? It's not like all of a sudden they're charging us more for something, they're
No,
I
charging
think
us what they're
every
charging.
plan we've gotten from MRB has been around $50,000, so I think in the future, if we throw a
That's
number,
their number.
it's gonna have to be around $50,000.
so that will be something we'll discuss and. I don't have,
So do we need a resolution to move that money around?
yeah, John's.
Oh, you're working on that.
Yeah,
I
John was
I
just,
started a resolution, I just gotta add in where the
where we're gonna get it from.
transfer's gonna
Are you
come
taking
from.
that from the general fund or from
No.
the Canada Consolidated?
So,
Cause that was, they've got quite a hefty balance.
yeah, there's a fair amount of unexpended fund balance. I'm not sure how much of that though still has to be moved, done, okay, well.
Not much?
We have a CIP discussion coming up, so that could be where we discuss some of that, okay? So,
Yeah, that's almost 3 million, 2.7 million. That's
Sounds like-
3,500.
There's some nice ACP pipes.
well, I was thinking, you can start doing small sections of it throughout the district, we haven't got to do. Like, I'll just use an example, we can bore under 5 and 20 and have it there, just for the future, the when it's connected, there's. Minimum 150, maybe 200,000 right there, just do that project.
Is that with your sexy back truck?
No, let's be directional drilling.
No, that's a special.
You gotta tell me every time you use that back truck.
We use it all, actually, we had that discussion yesterday, there were guys like, well, we'll replace this, I go. I don't-
What, already?
Well, honestly, we use it a lot, and the tank is starting to wear in spots, we need to put some steel in it.
Well, remember, we didn't buy it.
We
We didn't buy it new,
Oh.
We didn't
I'm just saying, like, the truck is fine, just need some attention,
I
but.
was gonna say, I
Again.
don't think we buy parts for a lot.
We buy parts for a lot, but anyways, again, it's our CIP discussion with John, okay? So, that's what he's hired for, we're gonna let him let him tell you what we're gonna do.
Not on the board
Maybe
anymore, but I don't
we'll let
think
him
that's how it works.
tell us what we're gonna do.
Give his recommendation.
That's right, alright.
I did pull up the,
Best practice
our input
recommendations.
for
You guys choose if you wanna follow best practices.
watershed.
Oh, wow.
And this is the watershed fair share formula. So this is how it's calculated. Gallons used, shoreline miles, percent of the watershed, population density, and watershed access. And they have a tourism range figure that they use, so. So yeah, that's how they come up with it, but. And here you can see the comparisons, which I thought was very interesting, because it went from up 14,000 as a whole. And as you can see, we went from 27 to 35, so.
We paid half of it.
Correct.
City's higher than us, I'm surprised.
Yes, but their portion only went up like.
I'm still surprised they're higher.
Yeah, but if.
Maybe they got the building they charge for, like the utilities,
There are other.
I don't know if they rent to them, I'm not sure what they do with that.
It looks like their population density score is much greater than ours. And
Along the lake shore.
yeah, gallon use, that's what it says.
There's a lot of empty land over
Probably-
there.
Probably watershed access to is greater than, I mean, for sure it's greater than ours.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Well, good. Parks and Recs fees,
So that, we wanted to discuss, and Sarah's actually on as well, because she's well versed in this. Her and I, looked various directions to see if we could find any reason why the, Parks and Rec, fee that we charge, to developments. If there was anything on the books that required us to keep those fees acquired from the form-based code area separate, or that they could only be used for that area. And we could not find anything that specified that, so our best guess is that the sub-account that was created was just for tracking purposes, or you know,
convenience or something, you know.
maybe, yeah, I mean, maybe in the future it was going to be, you know, used for there, but there's definitely nothing in writing that says.
So we can use the fees wherever we wanna use the fees.
All it says is a Parks and Recreation fee shall, one, be in an amount as established by the town board. Two, be assessed on a per dwelling unit basis. Three, apply to all housing types.
So that frees us up, which is,
So that,
thanks for finding
yeah,
that.
the CM fund, basically, even though there's a couple different revenue accounts, it doesn't matter, we don't actually have to use them both, we can just put it in. That's really up to the town board, whether you'd like to track it separately, or if, you know, but there's no restriction on how it can be, or what area it can be spent in.
Yeah, then it just says any Parks and Rec fees assessed by the planning board shall be paid to the town clerk before any building permit related to the subject application may be issued. There's nothing that specifies.
So maybe we should just put it in one account.
Okay.
So, I mean, how do people feel about that? I mean, I think if
I
you,
mean, I'd like to see, I like the idea of knowing, I mean, form-based code, it's been a big deal. That development's gonna get, as we saw from the planning board discussion, it's gonna get some focus. It'd just be nice to say, this is the amount of revenue this brought back to the town in
So-
addition to the amenities.
So how do you answer someone from that area saying, we paid in this amount of money and we're not getting that amount of
Well,
money?
the same thing for somebody who lives in Stablegate and they pay in and they. I mean, it goes to Ananda.
But
it's the
but we
same
don't,
thing.
but we don't separate that out to say Stablegate paid this much.
Oh, but this is a different.
But I think that could be,
district.
that can be tracked in
Yeah.
other ways than keeping separate accounts. That could probably be tracked through,
Some kind of
If there's a way to track it,
through the, I mean, just through the
We-
application. fees.
We can track it with cloud permit, knowing which building permits, because all new homes and apartments that are put in typically get charged this. And cloud permit gives us the ability to track that fee. It'll give us the ability to track all the building permits and where they are, you know, based in, because there's an address for all of those. I mean, we could track it that way. One thing I was wondering is, Jess, you might know this, when we create those accounts, I know there's usually a resolution involved. Would it be worth it to check the resolution and make sure that it doesn't say anything about how it was gonna be allocated? I don't know if that even matters, but
I looked, through resolutions in E-code, and I did not find anything
okay.
that created that account. Like I said, it's a sub account, so I'm not sure that a resolution would have needed to be.
Yeah, maybe they, maybe they just did it. It probably would have been sometime in 2021
Yeah.
or 2022, I guess. It could have been early 22.
Yeah, no, so I went into E-code and I put in, you know, as many different search words as I could to try to.
Right.
Did anybody check through those giant bid books and see if there was anything in there that's already?
I don't think that would have had the same impact, that would be,
You know, those bid books that.
Yeah.
I mean, Sarah looked in the
Yeah.
form.
I have one, I'll look at
Code.
it, yeah.
The
Yeah.
bid,
The bid,
the
a giant
giant bid, the.
Oh,
yeah,
the bulk
yeah, the
mine.
huge
yeah,
line.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, the bid, those books did have a copy of the form-based code in it. And I think there was a copy of the Uptown plan in there and the actual bid information, but the bid and the form-based code districts are not the same. So I don't think that, I don't know if
Yeah.
that has any impact on it.
So if there's a way to track it
Yeah.
without a separate line, I'm okay with it. I just wanna be able to know, I just wanna know for ourselves, so we know.
But we can track
Yeah.
anything according
But
to
if there's a
Sarah.
way to track it without separate lines, I'm okay with that.
So-
It would be based on address. I mean, we would just, you know, I mean, it might take a little bit of digging, but yes, you can find out where these fees are charged.
I just want
Which is easier
Mhm.
to track it the way this is set up now, or to. When the question get asked, then scramble and try to find it. I mean, I agree, it should. That's gonna have a lot of focus going forward, so it'd be good to be able to pull that number quickly and have it available, so.
One other thing, I'm devil's advocating here, I don't necessarily want this, I just wanna throw it out there, is there a possibility that in the future there would be a different amount charged based on their location for their CM fund?
Yeah, I don't know if
I
that
just-
That would be,
Justification wise.
yeah, we'd have to have a specific reason for that.
I'm just saying, if you were, you know, trying to do different funds, that would be another reason to do it, but I'm, like I said, it's devil's advocate.
I mean, I think from probably the finance perspective side of the budget, it's probably cleaner to keep it in one account and to pull it from one account than multiples, plus.
I'm also seeing 4 years from now, somebody looking at it and going, hey, can we really spend that only in the uptown area, or can we spend that,
Right.
you know, like.
Just like we
like
did,
our right
just
now.
like we
Just
did,
like we
right,
did,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Also, people in Uptown might say, well, we have this much.
yeah, where's my car?
Yeah, whereas,
That's my fear, that's my fear, yeah. Which is not,
But we repair roads in the southern quarter, that, you know, don't do anything.
I don't see that.
Stablegate or,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the availability, and we provide these services, we provide the parks. Parks are located here, there, and everywhere, so.
Right. Except for
that's-
Stablegate.
so what's the decision? Leave it the way it is, or just put it all in one account?
I would suggest that if they're not being used in two different ways, not required to be used in two different ways, there's not much of a reason to have them do two different places. So,
Alright, so I'm
Yeah.
basically, all I would do is make that account inactive, it's just, it's not a big deal.
But at the same time, identify that
Yeah.
method that's going to make that data available quickly, you know, without.
I mean, you could probably get a guesstimate of it now, if it's $1,500 and we know how many units it is, you can estimate approximately how much that development's gonna bring in anyway, so.
Right.
Cause it's per unit in the apartment too, right?
Right.
Well, like Sarah said, I mean, if it comes down to it, you know, at this point. You would just pull up an address.
Yeah.
Okay. Vault ventilation emergency repair.
Yes, this is just informational, because we had to sign off to get, repairs done for the vault ventilation system, so it wasn't down for more than a couple days. But, I had it pulled out of the building contractuals, town hall building contractuals, budget line. Which had about 1,200 budgeted in there for the ventilation system, but in the end, we're at 5829 on that system. So we're over about 4,600, so, you know, but year after year kind of varied on how much was left over in that account, so. We'll just have to monitor it and see if we need to end up, transferring contingency into there to cover this cost, but for now, I think. We don't have to bother making any transfers to cover it. But they had to, initially come in, we were actually trying to get work done last year, with leftover funds. For duct work that needed to get done in there, but, it wasn't, they weren't able to get out and the work was done this year, so. Came off of this year's budget and then, that was 2143, and then the whole system went down and leaked water from the attic all the way down into the basement and. Vibrated all the walls and. Took all day trying to figure out what was tracking it down.
Wait, where is the vault? I thought it was the one in the basement.
There's a vault in the basement and the first floor, but the ventilation system is up in the attic
Oh,
in a
oh,
little leprechaun room.
With a mini door.
Yeah.
Crystalline or Jim, do you know when the last time that needed a major service?
Thought Gene did major service to it. Oh, Gene had done something to it a while ago, it needed some,
Years, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, cause I don't, it was something similar to this. Don't remember exactly what it was, it isn't in code, I can tell you that, it was before that.
So we should probably throw this in that. In our part of our discussion too for town hall building. To have a fund there, since we have those repairs for these. small
Yeah, I
things like
mean,
that.
And my suggestion too would be to probably up our contractual, our building contractuals, because right now it's budgeted pretty much for seemingly. Exact amounts for what we pay for certain things, and they probably should be a built-in.
Slush.
Yeah, for emergency repairs and stuff, so. But we also contracted with the new company, and that contract's actually less than the previous one, so. Little savings there, but it's just under 1,000 for, and they're the ones who came out and did all the work, MJ Mechanical. But
are we doing a regular count into that fund for regular maintenance of the building too? Like, that's basically what we used a lot of for the renovation right now.
I don't think there's a per se,
Vault fund.
There wasn't a line.
No, I don't
for
mean
this.
for the vault, I mean for the building, like.
there's a building contractual, there's a building contractuals, which is
We should be funding,
called,
you know, all-
And then we have a campus reserve,
exactly.
but it's not very much,
Yeah.
it's a couple of $100,000.
yeah, I just wonder if they have a annual or semi-annual, like we do with the generators, you know, twice a year they come out.
Check it
Check
over.
it.
Make sure it works, we want, yeah.
That's the thing, the
preventative
contract
maintenance.
that,
yeah, it's a service and maintenance contract, I'm not sure the exact terms of it, but I suspect it's something. In there for that.
yes, that's part of what they,
Okay.
and I believe the previous company was doing.
Yeah, but I guess they weren't addressing things, which is why we had to have anyone come
So
in
it was
and
the,
do duct work.
it was the humidification system was not functioning properly.
But needless to say, that was a fun day.
It was,
Yeah.
you and I don't know, we looked all over and then figured out how to at least stop it for a short time being.
Was anything damaged?
It could have. If the server was over another 2
Yeah,
feet.
it started, it was
Yeah.
leaking,
Oh,
it was
So it's
leaking out of
like-
a drain, first it was pouring out of a drain
Drain.
that was plugged up from all the gunk that was coming out of the system. And then it was leaking through the floor, right, probably couple feet away from the whole server
Oh,
thing, so.
Don't say
we're
that.
getting a lot worse.
That's an insurance agent.
And so when water finds a way, you just never know, like.
I was able to
they
move
were
it back, move
everywhere.
the server back a foot. Out of the splash.
Water,
zone.
water is worse than fire.
Yeah. And John was all over this place, he's like, oh, it could be like the water heater under the sink, it sounded
Well, that's
so
where all
loud
the-
in this
that's-
one spot, like.
That's
it
where the
was just-
sound came out
was-
of, because it was vibrating the
This is the
pipes.
elevator, it was like everything,
It was,
it was loud.
If our elevator's leaking water, that's a.
No, it was like, there's water and there's a sound, is it the same issue or is it two separate
it was a
things?
vibrating
It
sound.
was
that
very loud, yeah.
Figured it out.
It sounds like we have a new company on board to
Yeah.
keep it, take a look at
And I
it.
played maintenance man for
We
it.
should put the server in.
Put it in the vault.
It might get hot,
Like
it might get
Jared's
warmer up
office
there than,
Well, yeah,
The thing is heavy.
yeah. Alright, capital planning budget. Initial meeting.
Yeah, we got that set for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, after Public Works.
Are you guys figuring out like what to do with the excess funds and?
Yeah, I just finished this week, the year end entries for the most part. So I have a rough estimate or an initial estimate of what is remaining. It doesn't look like a ton. And actually, I mean, obviously, it's more than it was last year, but I don't know that we're not, definitely not gonna have $3 million to move like we did last year, because we came more in line with what was usable. Also last year, there was a correction made by the auditors to move the the ARPA funds. The way it was accounted for prior, it added to the fund balance and it's supposed to actually be recorded in deferred revenue. And so it doesn't, yeah, it makes it look like the fund balance went down last year because of that, but it's just because it's in a different area.
It's an accounting issue though.
Yeah, so,
Did everyone get a chance to look at Justin's balance sheet? Were there any questions? On revenue or expenditure side? What did we sell Jim for 13,000?
The 2006 Max road tractor.
So we got some money out of it.
and it wasn't in the budget, so he's ahead already.
You're already,
Oh,
you're already.
Could've been your vehicle.
We'll find a place.
I'm good, thanks.
Hey, Jim, did you let Vicky know about
Yes,
that property
Yep.
or that piece of equipment? Okay, thanks.
it's not really part of this, but like, let everybody know, Greg Latoya and I had a discussion Monday this week. We're gonna move the bid date to
18th.
18th. The reason is we only have
North Road, you talking?
3 people pick up bids, and then others picked up late.
Oh.
And they're asking for a
time.
little more time, so we felt it was in the best interest of the town to get more bidders than less.
Perfect.
You like the bidders that picked up?
Yes.
Oh, good.
So for
Just
another
wanna give
meeting,
everyone an equal
right,
opportunity.
that's the interest of the town to have more response.
Options.
And then Greg's gonna earn his keep to get all the documents done
He said he
before,
can, I said, okay.
for the 24th, for the 24th meeting.
We're gonna have to approve those at the special board meeting on the
Yeah.
24th,
So we can
which will be
give
one
the-
resolution.
Could just award the contract to whoever.
Yeah.
And then-
Okay.
Any other issues?
I just want to share real quick, I mean, we do have Kevin Olvani coming in for executive session around.
Hi, Kevin.
9:30. Oh, look at that, wow, your speaker's name shows up.
Look at that.
I know. So I did hear him out there. Just wanted to say that as we've been continuing working with 3+1, working with John, Jess, and Chris Lynn. We've now got that $4 million locked up long-term, which is it's about $100,000 a year in revenue that's bringing back in for us in these long-term CDs. Is that full term or is that 100,000 a year?
For the 4 million that we put in for
2 years.
18 months, yes, but you don't get the interest until.
You get it at the end.
CD matures.
Right,
Right.
you get it at the
18
end,
months.
right,
Okay.
but so that'll be in, yeah, we'll have that.
27, right?
That
26,
interest income coming in.
26.
Additionally, we're looking at other ways to take. Stuff, no, out, shoot. We also have, we're looking at improvements on some of the other, like the savings for, this. The funds that we use every day, there's about 4 million in there, and that could bring us back about. Let's say 140, some between 150 and $200,000. Just switching that over to
Yeah.
Unity Trust or Night
Leaving
Class.
less in our savings account, which we only get about 0.5%, and putting it in something that gains like 4%.
So
It's just
that's
a lot.
And our
more
access to that
tracking.
money is equivalent,
in Unity,
It-
in
it-
these, yes.
just a online thing that you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so-
You can get it within a day or two.
Yep.
Cash Fest it's nice because they actually can show you historically, what is the most cash that you have to have access to over the last 2 years or whatever, so they they tell you, okay, you can, invest this much, for this long, this much for this long, and whatever, and so like. You actually get the data that shows, so you're not gonna end up, upside down.
Right,
when you
so just to
get
go from a
back
half
to,
percent to 4%, or it's probably under 4%
Yes.
now,
It's- Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, that's a big jump for just managing it.
Mhm.
Right.
That's a good idea.
So anyway, just wanted to share that at one of our meetings, when we don't have a heavy agenda. I'll do just a little report of the website and what they show us and what they give us and how they break it down. It's fascinating what they do, but yeah.
Great. Next meeting is April 3rd. Probably here. Clock. So just a motion to adjourn.
We need to, we'll need to enter executive
Okay.
session, have that discussion. And
Great. So we need to enter executive
I
session.
make a motion to enter executive session.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We can vote to get out. Now, we need the board. The board, just the board, John. You and you.
So Crystal and Sarah.
So
she's
Chris,
not
Thanks,
there.
Alex.
Chris, you're free. I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, thanks, good. Take care, guys, everybody.
Away from her, I would stop recording anyway.
Right.
So-
I need to stop recording.
No, well, it's on the.
Stop recording.